Right, today we are going to test drive Happy Gel in Eternal Beige from Max Estrada. This one, which it clearly lists the ingredients on the back, is an EMA product, not a HEMA product. If you're buying in Australia, this 60-gram tube, best value for money, even cheaper than anything you can get overseas. Now, after all the messing around I've done with polygels, the biggest problem we found is measuring how much you're taking out of the tube. The general consensus, and I'm speaking in pure generalities here, is that it's very difficult and you always overestimate how much you've got. So what I'm going to do is put some in the pot. Actually, I'll use the pot last. I'm going to put some on a tile and then just take what I need and put the rest out in the pot when I'm done so I can save it for another time. I'm liking the Eternal Beige. Alright, and the slip solution is just some... This is what I'm currently using because I have it on hand. I found also that you only need the tiniest amount, I don't even know if you can see that, the tiniest amount in the pot. Otherwise, you're constantly flooding your brush. So you can see how little I've picked up here. It's just an infill. I don't need a lot, just a little bit more. It would have been really hard to measure that out of the pot. Now I've got here a Fusion Speed Shine brush. As you can see, I'm a bit of an eclectic nail tech. I use stuff from everything. I like this one because, like an acrylic brush, it can hold liquid in the belly of the brush, so that I don't have to keep going back into the slip solution. Just need a little bit more on the edges. And the tip. God damn. I just tipped my slip solution over. The fibro is really affecting me because we're having some seriously bad weather and I'm having some troubles recognizing where the edges of things are at the moment. Now, this Eternal Beige is seriously a wonderful color. Alright, now my backup is to run a stylus around the edges to make sure I haven't accidentally lost my vision and bumped it up against the cuticle or the sides of the nail. And I just realized you guys are going to be having a hard time seeing this, so I'm going to put down my light guard. There. Now you can see better. As you can see, I'm using really tiny amounts of Acrygel. Again, I'm calling it Acrygel or AG because apparently another company has copyrighted the name Polygel, and I don't want to end up having litigious problems. So the tiny amounts of AG that I'm pulling up would be really difficult to dispense from the tube. Alright, pop that in the light for 10 seconds. I'm just freezing this in place, not because it technically needs to, but I found that when the AG heats up on the client's nail bed, that it can start sliding around. Not slide off the nails, but the apex can get slightly off center. Relax. Okay, give that a 10-second burst. Be careful not to bump the form. It's alright. So that's normally where we would be going. Isn't it just the most fantastic? Where have you been all my life? I'm in love and I want to marry you. And have little polygel babies. When you're blending on a cured or a frozen surface, I found that a little circular motion helps to break that line down and give you a good blend. Ugh, lovely. Look at that. How fantastic. Trying to remember to get another squeezy key. The gel dispenser out of a tube, it's really cute, but when it comes down to it, it's significantly easier to scoop it out of a pot with a spatula than to squeeze it out of the tube. And if you're scooping it out of a pot with a spatula, well, you'll be able to get every single last little bit of it. Relax. What we've got underneath here is an attempt at marbling with polygel. This is a concept in progress. Overfilled the nail, so we just remove a little bit of the polygel and pop it back on the tile. Not a problem, not a waste. Not wet enough. Okay, let's double check this one to make sure the apex hasn't shifted. Alright, in the light. Now I've got a little bit of the AG on the skin here, so I'm just going to pull in a cuticle tip and scrape that off. It's best to use a wooden stick for this because the gel will stick to the wood, making it easier to pull off. Okay, 10 seconds in the light. Let's take this form off for you. Now this has been 70 seconds in the light, 10 seconds flash cure, 60 seconds full cure. And as you can see, there is nothing on the form, which means it's fully cured through. Now, there's very little tacky surface. Technically, you could go straight in and file this, but gel techs for 7 years, I just like to make sure that nails are tack-free before I start filing. Now this gel system has got a really good I want to say plasticizability, but that's probably not even a real word. Yeah, you go ahead and laugh. I don't know what I'm doing here.
I think it's a good word.
It's easy to squish. It's easy to move around. I mean,
Pliable.
Pliability. Thank you, bloody fibro. It's easy to move around. It doesn't feel under your brush like you're gonna go straight through it and push it all over the place with the slightest touch. It also doesn't feel like you have to really put your shoulder into it to get it to move around. It's just, I want to say silk, because it's just perfect. Now, if it wasn't the price, this pliability, thank you, would be the second reason why I would choose to make the Happy Gel my AG of choice. Because you don't want to feel like you're pushing a rock uphill when you're doing nails. Particularly if you have to do, you know, nails all day long, in and out. Relax. Okay, 10 seconds in the light. seconds in the light.
Good with you with the amount.
I know. And look at that. I might not be able to individually measure for each nail, but I did the whole set, and it took 2 squeezes, which is fantastic. You just clean your implements with a little bit of alcohol or nail cleanser. Do not leave your implements dirty, because even a little bit of stray light has a chance to cure the gel onto your tiles or your metal implements. Ask me how I know. So I don't need my spare pot, and I'll save the rest of the slip solution. It's an alcohol-based solution, so it's perfectly fine to leave it in the container. So we're back to filing, so I want to apologize in advance for the poor visibility. It's something I'm working on. So I'm not quite good enough at this yet that I don't need to do any filing. But I don't need to do much.
That is not much filing at all.
Now, I wanted to ask my client on video, you'll have to speak loudly so the microphone picks you up. This nail that we rebuilt, and that those of you in the know recognized the red spot in the middle as a very thin nail. Did you feel any heat spike?
No.
Any at all? Any
None
heating up
all.
at all?
No,
Nothing.
no, nothing.
Now, you're a regular gel wearer.
Yes.
You're familiar with the heat spiking and the other products I've used. Do you normally feel a heat spike with the other products?
Some I do, yes. But
Right. So this one on a
absolutely
naked nail, nothing whatsoever.
No.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Relax. My phone does the same thing.
Oh, guess who it's from?
Greg?
Kim.
Oh.
Yeah, Kim.
So here we've got full infill using Max Estrada's Happy Gel in Eternal Beige, and cons, seriously, the pink packaging. I realize the guy likes pink, but every single thing in his entire line is pink. Everything. I'm not a pink girl by any shape, means, or imagining. Not a pink girl. But that's the only downside. It's incredibly reasonably priced. For that, I'll put up with anything. It could be vomit colored, and I wouldn't care for the price that we get it at here in Australia. The color is phenomenal. It's an amazing color. The perfect cover. Can't wait to try the rest of his range. Good disguisability. You've got to have like black show. It has to be like really dark to show through. It's the perfect amount of pliability and workability which means you can get a good job done really quickly. When people ask me which one I use, I will say with complete pride I use the Listrada Happy Gel.